One Pride, what's going on? It's your boy, T. Back at it again with another episode of Talking with T. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Detroit Lions selling out for, I think, the first time ever. They sold out their season tickets for the first time in a long time, or maybe even the first time ever. I don't know. But to me, the Lions have come so far during my fandom in 3 years. Who would have thought 4 years ago in this dumpster fire of an organization that we had with Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn running this program into the dirt? Who would have thought we would have came this far in just 3 years? I never thought that, and I thought when we hired Dan Campbell, I was like, why are we hiring someone that's not even like a top candidate? No one else was like giving Dan Campbell an interview. I was like, what is going on with the Detroit Lions? And it turned out to be one of the best hirings that the Detroit Lions have had in recent memory. And honestly, might be the best hiring the Detroit Lions have ever had if he keeps going on this upward trajectory that we have. And then he came in with his press conference and he came in and said, he just like what he said at the podium about biting kneecaps and being blue collar. He just embodies the city. He just has that it factor and everyone can get behind him. A lot of people are saying that you could get behind Jim Schwartz. No one can get behind Jim Schwartz. It's just real when you see it from Dan Campbell. And this is why I have no problem buying into the hype of the Detroit Lions, man. Every player that comes out and they're interviewed and they're asked about what's going on with the hype, how you guys feeling about all this hype going around this team, about what's it feel like. They all said we haven't won anything, and we got to come out and earn everything that we got. See, this is what I love about Dan Campbell. This is what I love about Brad Holmes. They're not getting football players that are great. They're getting football players that fit their program, fit what their mold, fit what their vision for this football team. They're getting hard-nosed, blue-collar football players, players that embody this city, and it's great. And this is why I have no problem saying that the Detroit Lions should win the division this year. No problem saying that the Detroit Lions should make the playoffs this year. I'm not scared because this is what they should do. This is the most talented team this Lions has ever had in a long time. I think ever. Really, if you think about it, our offensive line has never been this good ever, besides last year and the year before that when they started getting more and more talent on this offensive line. Back when Matthew Stafford was on our team, our offensive line was atrocious. We could never get more than a 100-yard rusher ever, and that's why Stafford was just chucking the ball every play. And frankly, when Stafford was on our team, on offense, if you think about it, it was just Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson. There is no, and that just goes to show how good those two are because they were keeping us in football games. Our defense was atrocious. Now you got an offensive line that's top 5 in the league. You got a dynamic duo in running backs in Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. You're going to have weapons all over the field at wide receiver. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Marvin Jones, Jamison Williams when he comes back. Khalif Raymond, this is somebody that's very slept on, in my opinion, on our team. He's just gotten better and better ever since he's been here in Detroit because he's finally found his home, is Khalif Raymond, man. The first year, he was punt returning, kick returning, going out for some plays. Last year, he was just reliable. He was getting his job done. He always catches the ball, and he works hard. These are the type of players that the Detroit Lions have on their team. They're not going to take no for an answer. They're going to keep chopping at the bit, and eventually things are going to turn. That's exactly what's going on with the Detroit Lions. So wide receivers, you got talent all over the place. Offense, you got talent everywhere. Your front seven's getting better and better. People are saying, well, I'm still nervous about our front seven. They didn't really do much to address it. Let's see. Aiden Hutchinson going into year 2. You got Romeo Okwara, who before that Achilles injury in 2020 or 2021, he was tearing it up. And then you got Charles Harris coming back. James Houston out there, John Kaminsky. And then I'm hearing this Broderick Martin that we drafted in the 3rd or 4th round this year is tearing up. And then you're going to have McNeil in there, Broderick Martin. Then you're going to have Isaiah Buggs and Levi Onwuzurike. So you're having players that are developing over the last few years. And this is something that we never seen as Lions fans. We never seen players that you draft and then they develop and they get better and better. And this is what I'm hearing about Derek Barnes. This is what I'm hearing about these 2nd or 3rd year players. They're taking that turn, and this is what pumped me up when we hired Brad Holmes because he seemed competent. He seemed like he understood. He always understood the process of drafting. He's getting players that fit the vision of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. All these players that they bring in work hard. They got a chip on their shoulder, just like Denzel Mims coming from New York, man. I'm excited to see what he can bring to this team because they all have the same mindset. They're all here to work. They're all here to earn it. And when we win this division this year, it's going to feel great. I'm 100% bought into the hype. You know I'm a diehard Lions fan. I was making videos about this team when they were 3-13-1, when this team was an atrocious dumpster fire. Now look at us. We're favored to win the division. We should win the division. We should make the playoffs. Let me know what you guys think about the Lions selling out, about the hype, in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please keep helping this channel grow, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.